Hello and welcome to Events Dear Boy, the podcast for anyone involved in business events. If you're a conference producer, corporate event organiser, or an events agency, then we're here for you. We share the highs and the lows, the best practices, and the horror stories too. You can expect ideas, inspiration, and maybe some laughs.
And if you're a speaker at these events, then we're also here for you. We talk about how you do it, what makes speakers nervous, and how you feel when it all goes brilliantly or terribly.
My name is Catherine McNamara and I'm the marketing lead at the talent agency Pomona Partners and someone who has organised many business events in my working life. And alongside me is Pomona Partners founder and professional speaking veteran, Tom Cheesewright.
Each episode, we're joined by a guest from the business event space, either an organiser or a speaker. We ask them to share their experiences, both good and bad, and their tips for other people in their positions.
And this week, I'm really delighted to say that we welcome Helen Horton to the podcast. Welcome, Helen.
Hi, hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, no, we're really grateful to have you on, believe me. We're going to launch in with a really difficult question. Could you tell us a little bit about your role?
Oh, okay. So, really difficult question.
It's a killer.
Oh, it's a killer. I'm the director of events for Haymarket Business Media, which is the UK division of Haymarket Media Group. Just for those people that may not know us, we are a global media data and information business and we are in over 70 markets with market leading brands. And events sit within that because through the events, part of our business, we obviously take our brands and we make them live. And so the live events are they are brand centric and they inform, inspire, and empower our clients. And so, yeah, I've been in the business over 27 years, which is
wow.
I know, it's scary. It really is scary.
Yeah, we had a guest on recently who said that she was sort of an OG events agency, having been in that business 12 years. So 27, really.
Yeah,
really
you're trumping it. You're trumping it there.
I came as an event manager. Said I was only ever going to stay for 5 years, and the business has been absolutely amazing to work for. And every time I went to look to leave, to expand and change my knowledge, they were able to deliver that for me in-house. So
Brilliant.
We kind of explain ourselves as like an in-house production agency.
Wow.
And it's obviously an enormous range of events that you put on. I think you said something like 70 events. It's an enormous range. Can you tell us a bit about some of the big ones? I think, Media 360, things like that, they're monsters, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And we're really lucky because we have those leading brands. So brands like Campaign, PR Week, all of our events are linked to our brands. We do work with external clients. So we have some great external clients like the CIPD, but primarily our events are in-house. So as I said, we run 70 events a year, and they run across awards. So very much recognition pieces for our clients who enter, attend. They get that recognition by being voted by their peers to win.
And including the British Podcast Award.
British Podcast Award. We run the press awards as well for one of our clients. And then we do forums, which are 2-day networking events. And then we do our conferences. So my whole team, their remit primarily is awards, forums, and conferences. And those conferences, so the awards range from maybe 200 people attending one of our smaller, more niche events, up to 1,000 people in the Great Room Grosvenor House.
Wow.
So the JW Marriott Grosvenor House on Park Lane. And then for the conferences, like you mentioned, we have Media 360, which has been going for, I think, longer than I've been at Haymarket, which is always been a 2-day residential, bringing together the media industry to listen and learn. And then we have things like our newer events, such as the Performance Marketing World Unlocked, which brings together 2,000 people. So we run confexes. So they are still conferences with people leaning in and learning, but allowing us also to have exhibitions. They're not big exhibitions with no content. It's all around engaging our audiences and inspiring them.
So, to be working within a company, an organisation, and doing this for 27 years, you clearly have to enjoy what you do. What is it that you love doing the most?
It's so difficult because it is such a diverse role. But I have to be honest and say I got into events because I loved making people go to something that you magically appear, you make it appear, you do it, you give them what they want, hopefully, and then at the end of it, it all disappears again into that ether. And so you are delivering fantastic products for a moment in time, and then you roll on and you do it again, and you learn, and you have that opportunity to both learn from the events that you've done to make those events the next year different and engaging, or you launch something new and you try something else. So it's the evolving of the products that has kept me engaged, seeing happy people, seeing people who actually want to win something, are really excited about going on stage. And we know that if they've won an award, they've put a lot of time, effort, energy into entering. We treat it with respect by making sure their peers judge them. We then hopefully, get them to come to the event. Those lucky ones that are winners, it can help their business. It can help their client retention. It can help them as a business keep their staff. And that for me is really cool. But also that risk that something might go wrong, that you might have something on the night that you haven't really thought about. The attention to detail, the kind of just always being on the ball. And I think I'm really lucky that I work with some really great suppliers who you build relationship with, that you actually enjoy working with, and they understand what you're trying to get to. And that magic, that delivery of a product, that magic for me has kept me in the business. As my role has evolved, I will be honest, we're not a charity, we make money. And making money, I'm the daughter of an accountant. I failed my maths O level, and now I run a small business within a larger business. And
I'm
yeah.
also the child of an accountant, so we have something in common there.
So that's Helen. That's the cool stuff that you enjoy doing. What can't you give away as quick as you can? What puts you off?
Oh, budgets, do more budgets than I ever thought I would.
The stuff the daughter of an accountant should be into.
I have a team of, we have, I off the top of my head, and I have 30 odd event managers. Statistically, I think over 50% of them are under the age of 25.
Wow.
Some of them weren't even born when I joined the business. That's the scary bit. How do you engage them? How do you keep their learning? How do you make sure that you're not this thing that sits in the corner and is only ever worried about the money? That's the bit that keeps me awake at night. How do we set the next generation on this love of products when, if I'm really honest, budgets are tighter, venues are harder to negotiate with, where our margins are, they haven't changed. Our costs have gone up. The expectation of the business is still to achieve a certain margin. Doing all of that is the difficult bit, and doing it with humor and not getting stressed, and not just looking at the bottom line all the time, and getting the team enthused it's tough.
A difficult question given the number of events you're involved in, but do you have an event that you're most proud of?
I have been really lucky in that, I am proud of everything we do. I have to be, because I work for such a brilliant business and we have those brilliant brands. But my standouts must be, I did something called the Revolution Awards. We no longer run them. It was at the height of the dot-com business. I had people like Martha Lane Fox, Brent Holberman come. I had Panorama do an expose on it. We ran this event with 1,500 people at the Royal Opera House. At the Royal Albert Hall. And for me, that was me as the event manager running that product. And you stand there and think, oh my God, that's me. I've done that. And that was a real standout for me. I've also done I've done some private dinners for our owner. So I did an event I worked on an event for him that was at the Savoy, which was just beautiful. The venue's beautiful. The event itself, I was lucky. I didn't get really given a budget. I delivered an amazing product. I've also gone to Disneyland Paris, and I ran years ago again as an event manager. I ran the Conference and Incentive Travel Awards at Disneyland with Disneyland Paris, with Eurostar as my partner.
Nice.
I had to seat plan the whole train on the way there and on the way back. And so, those are the things that I'm personally proud of having done. I'm proud of when I look at my team and we deliver something that has been going for years, something like the PR Week Awards, and we deliver it again year in, year out, and we change it every year, and we make sure that we continue to resonate with our audiences. And that's also something that you have to be really happy with.
Another connection between you and me, I suspect in my first career, I was probably writing entries for the Revolution Awards on behalf of my clients back then.
You probably were. I mean, it was a great event, but the industry moved on, and we actually closed the brand. We morphed it into campaign. We do something else for that part of the sector. But yeah, the Revolution Awards at the time were the pinnacle, if you like, of that market.
A lot of fun, I bet.
Yeah.
So at the other end of the spectrum, the non-fun stuff, what's been your biggest event disaster?
Do you know what? When you obviously sent me the questions and stuff so that I could have a think. It's really tough because, I'm lucky. My biggest disasters have not been that big in reality. When you talk to some of my colleagues and peers in other businesses and you think, oh my God, how on earth did you get round that? I had to really think about it. I mean, I think, again, a couple of stressful experiences were we had a venue cancel the day before the event.
What?
Yeah. So we had to flip the event, which we did literally overnight.
Wow.
And that was scary and stressful, but that wasn't my disaster. Luckily I hadn't not confirmed the venue, which is always my biggest fear. I did manage to, when I was an event manager, muck up two of my events, which I was running pretty much in the same week. And I gave the venue the wrong numbers, which could have been really costly. Yes. And we had to negotiate rather hard to not pay for an extra 200 people. Luckily it was a venue that we worked with a lot. And we were able to negotiate it, but it could have cost the business a lot of money. And I learnt the hard way around double checking and making sure that you get your numbers right. I've had stuff that one of my event managers forgot to order their DJ, so you have a dance floor, but you're playing virtual music. None of it's been horrific, I have to say.
That's good to hear. What about speakers? You must have seen so many speakers across these events. Do you have a favourite speaker to date?
Oh, again, I mean, if you think, the number of speakers I've worked with, I would hate to add up. I think standouts for me are probably the same as other people. Stephen Fry was absolutely gorgeous to work with, a total gent, just one of those people that was just so professional and never put a step wrong. I loved Jimmy Carr in his heyday. He came to Disneyland with me. He was a great person to work with. Callie Beaton interestingly, a much smaller in terms of knowledge ex-marketer. She's done some smaller events for us over the last couple of years, just really professional. Catherine Ryan, Sarah Pascoe, Marcus Brigstock. You could just carry on and name, a load of really lovely people. There are some that I won't name that I would definitely work with again. But yeah, it's a tough call.
It's good to know that a lot of these big name comedians actually do turn up and deliver, and that they are nice to work with.
Yeah, they are. I mean, some of them aren't. And I think the bit that really frustrates me is when they forget that you're a human being. And they rock up and they haven't bothered to read the brief. They demand a room when you've told them that we're not in a hotel, so there is no changing room. They don't turn up on time, or when they do turn up, they want to do it immediately, and you're not ready, and they're not patient. All of that just, it they're potentially talking to people who are a lot more inexperienced and a lot younger, who are really quite nervous. And sometimes they just forget that. And my joke to my team is always, you know what, they're human and they still have to go to the loo.
So what tips would you give to speakers at these kind of events?
I think it really is, turn up on time, be human, remember you're dealing with humans, remember that, be nice. Just, it's that piece around not everything goes to plan. And, if things aren't going to plan, just be patient and let us do our job. And then we will make sure we give you the best opportunity to deliver whatever you're delivering for us. And sound doesn't always work, and lights don't always go on right. And we might have to tweak that mic and that lectern a bit, and it's just, be kind. Be kind.
It's a good start, certainly. I was thinking back to one of my event disasters the other day, where nothing worked, where everything was broken. It was basically ended up with me on the stage shouting at the audience because there was no audio and no slide deck.
Ouch.
And I think I just about managed to be kind afterwards.
It is difficult, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, oh my goodness, one disaster we did have, and this is we were using a venue in London and the power went down between the starter and the main course. And we were using, I can't remember, I think it might have been Mark Lamar, so a very long time ago. And basically, to satisfy the audience, we chucked booze out. You wouldn't do it now, I'm sure. We chucked booze out on all of the tables between starter and main course. The audience, by the time we got the power back on, by the time the ovens were working again, by the time we'd got main course out, it was a lot later. Everybody was hammered. And the poor guy. We ran a set of awards. Nobody paid any attention to anything. But, we're troopers and we carried on.
Brilliant.
So, other than not using booze as a sop to people who've only had a starter, what tips would you give to other event organisers?
I suppose for me, it's don't put off today what you can do tomorrow until tomorrow. If you have a task and you can do it today, do it today. Have real clear to-do lists. I annoy my husband immensely by having a calendar, writing my to-do list still. I have my task board now on my Mac. It's around being really organised. Treat everybody like you want to be treated, regardless of what they do, regardless of whether they are literally the cleaner doing the loos at a hotel, through to somebody that you only ever work with once because of the nature of the beast or the nature of the product. But just think about, however stressed you are, again, be kind, be nice, listen to them, listen to other people. And just because, and I think this is something that I'm really aware of, I've been in the industry a long time. we've probably tried it. We've probably done it. We probably think we've thought of any idea that we could possibly think about as to how we would run our events. But we've got younger, an audience, a team that are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They're going to come up with ideas that we might never have thought of. So don't just dismiss an idea because you haven't thought of it.
And I guess if you are one of those younger people, be brave and bring it forward, because it might well be completely original.
Yeah, totally. And we and engage in those new technologies and engage in new ways of doing something. But also think about your own well-being. For me, and I think this is really clear since the pandemic, I'm really lucky. We now work within a flexible environment. So we're in the office 3 days a week. We work remotely 2 days a week. We're much more aware of our well-being, our team's well-being, our own well-being, which allows you to then manage your stress levels. And I think that is something that I would definitely say to other event organisers. I look back and I think when I was in the weeds of running an event, that became the whole thing that you just thought about. You've got to step outside of that sometimes and stop.
Brilliant.
I think that's a really, really great place to wrap up as well, Helen. So thank you so much for coming on. It's been really, really, really insightful and lovely to
brilliant.
speak to you. So thank you too for listening and watching, and we hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a review, like and subscribe. Most importantly, share with your colleagues and peers, whether they're fellow speakers or event organisers, and we'll be back soon with another episode. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you.